I often drive past the edge of Royal Park and see the park from a distance, but this is the first time I have walked into this park. Anne Pellow said, "This is what I want for children, a sensual, emotional, a conscious connection to place, the sure, sweet knowledge of earth, air, sky." Walking in the park, the weather is good. Even in winter, the trees in the park are still lush. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves of the tall trees, creating a melody. It is a perfect escape from the busy city life. The fresh air and crisp bird sound let me enjoy this natural walk time and made me to think about the connection between this place and the language of mathematics and science. As soon as I entered the park, I saw a large bush of flowers in full bloom. I observed the plant wall. Some leaves are green and some leaves are red. I became curious about this phenomenon and observed the leaves carefully. I found that the leaves at bottom are mostly green, while the leaves at the top are mostly red. In addition, I found that the leaves blocked by shadows are sparse, while the leaves exposed to the sun are dense. This phenomenon led me to seek a scientific explanation. Is it because of sunlight? Is it because of the temperature? I continued to walk on the path in the park, feeling the breeze blowing past my ears, and remember what Lotto said. What do you get if you add intention to play? Science. As I walked deeper into the wood, I discovered more variety of flowers, plants, and trees. Even small wild flowers and grasses on the side of the road can make us have novel discoveries. Look at these little grasses. Each cluster of leaves contains 6 individual leaves, so they grow in group of 6. How amazing that the grasses in the place remind me about the language of mathematics. In addition to the numbers, I also observed an interesting tree. On this tree, we can see the effect of gravity on the direction of the leaves. Look at that. The direction of every leaf of the tree is downward. I also observed that the newly grown young leaves are facing upward, and when they grow up, they will change direction under the action of gravity. That's a very interesting observation. In the park, I noticed a small thing. Someone threw a cigarette butt on the ground. I took the cigarette butt away to keep the place clean. This small cigarette butt made me think. This human-made garbage appears so abruptly in such a natural, quiet forest. Does this represent invasion and destruction of nature by human behavior and artificial products? Should we do something to help our next generation understand how to live in harmony with nature? One of the elements of Quality Area 3 in National Quality Standard is about environmentally responsible. It states about the service cares for the environment and support children to become environmentally responsible. In the end of the trip, I found a historic building being used and preserved, Walmsley House. I found that this house is imported from England by Victoria's colonial government. I start to be curious about the Aboriginal connection to this place. By reading and search, I understand how old the house is and what's the history of this place. I think we should have an attitude of respect for the Aboriginal people who once lived in this place. As we commemorate this house that was brought here by colonists 200 years ago, we should also commemorate the Aboriginal people who were here 200 years ago. Today's walk and observation was very useful to me. While I was relaxing and feel nature, I also had a better understanding of the role of place as a pedagogical contact zone, as well as the connection between place and the language of math and science.